Hi everyone, it's Mariah Rossel with A Journey of Beauty. So last night I was speaking with my business coach, Crystal, and we were talking about ideas for YouTube videos, marketing techniques, things like that. And we were talking about naming conventions for a lot of the work that I do. And so one of the suggestions she kind of threw out there was something about expressing your inner goddess or being your inner goddess or something like that. And this is something that I hear a lot of women talk about, is how do I be the goddess, or pulling my inner goddess out, or expressing it, and all of these different things. And I do a lot of goddess work. I love studying the goddesses and their energies, and occasionally even pulling in the energetics of a specific goddess at a specific time. I think it's very powerful. However, I am not a goddess. I am a human. I may seek to refine my abilities that some may say go beyond normal human abilities, and go a little bit more into the telepathic, telekinetic realms. And at the same time, while I seek to learn the lessons and the secrets that these beautiful goddesses over thousands, if not millions of years have shared with us, is very important. But I am not a goddess, and I do not want the responsibility of being a goddess. I understand that people use the term goddess to describe a beauty and a worship that is indescribable. They use it as a term of endearment or a term of empowerment, right? However, for me, when I think of the goddesses, a whole pantheon of them over different cultures, and there's so many fabulous ones, and I have done and I will continue to do more YouTube videos on some of my favorite goddesses and the lessons that they have taught me. And I do work where I can energetically call in specific goddesses and work with them, or do work with them, or allow them to work through me. At the end of the day, I am not the goddess. I'm a human. I don't want that responsibility of being a goddess. I don't want to have the responsibility of holding the archetype of the hunter, or holding the archetype of the goddess of love, or the goddess of lust, or the archetype of the goddess of wealth or knowledge. What these goddesses are holding is so incredible and intense. And likewise, even if I felt that I was capable of holding the energy that any one of these goddesses would be holding, I look at myself and I check in and I ask, who am I authentically? So when I say who am I authentically, I mean, what is the energetic vibration that runs through me that I want to allow to come out in my personality, in my manifestations, in my vibration, in my every single action. And there's a lot of them being goddesses that I resonate with in a lot of different ways. However, if I feel that I am a specific goddess, then that takes away the integrity of my authenticity and who I am, because now I'm trying to be someone I'm not. I'm not Freya, I'm not Athena, I'm not Diana, I'm not Bridget, I'm Mariah Rossel. That's who I am. And so in my authentic being, I can only ever be Mariah Rossel, and that is empowering and ferocious and amazing, because I love being me. And obviously I could choose to change my name at some point. But that doesn't take away being me. Whereas if I wanted to say, oh, I want to be X, Y, or Z goddess, then that takes away my ability to hold myself in my integrity and do what it is. And maybe I want to be, part huntress, part goddess of love, part muse, part of plant fertility. Maybe I want to be a little bit of medicine woman. There's all these different things that I want to pull a little bit of each one into. And I don't want to have to strictly say, this is who I am. And I also don't want to say, that's your story and that's your baggage, therefore it's mine. Because each of these goddesses, while they're beautiful, amazing women, or goddesses, right? They carry their stories and their baggage. And I don't want their story. I don't want their baggage. I want to learn of it. I want to see how their stories and their baggage is a pattern that vibrates and resonates from wherever they are, and in a fractal way resonates and becomes a part of me and a part of my story. But I only want it to be a part. I don't want it to be all of it. And so I'm not a goddess. I do goddess work. I love the goddesses. And it doesn't offend me at all when somebody calls me a goddess. But I don't want the responsibility of holding that. It's a lot of responsibility. And I'm here as a human, whatever you want to call it, a spiritual being in a human body, however you want to look at it. But I'm here to be vulnerable, to be messy, to make mistakes, to learn, to love, to do the things that I can only do in an embodied physical being, right? And I'm not here to be a goddess. Maybe in other lifetimes or other times, maybe that has been a part of my path, or maybe not. I don't know. And that doesn't really matter. That's neither here nor there. Because right now, in this incarnation, in this body, I am human. I am not goddess. And that's okay. Because I can stand in my power. I can be just as empowered. I can just be just as strong, just as influential as any goddess. But I am not them. I'm not trying to be them. I am me. And I am successfully being me. And so I don't have to live up to goddess standards. That's the other thing, is like when we call women goddesses, so often we're like, oh my gosh, I'm a goddess, so I have to stand up to these really high expectations. And that's overwhelming, to live up to the expectations of being a goddess. So instead of trying to live up to the expectations of being a goddess, I have it easy. I simply have to go through my own baggage and bullshit and all those things and simply be who I am, and don't have to stand up to living as if I were trying to emulate anyone. Because you know who I'm going to be the most successful at being? Mariah Rossel. And you guys aren't going to be good at being Mariah Rossel, because that's not you. But you are going to be perfect at being you in all your beauty and all your glory and all of your stories. So I love all of you. I see the divinity in you. I see the beauty in you. I see the grace in you. And at the same time, I'm not going to hold you to an unrealistic standard of being a goddess. I'm not going to give you that level of responsibility. And I'm not going to ask you to be anyone other than exactly who you are. And I'm going to ask you to find that. Find that woman. Find that man. Find that being that chooses to identify by another gender. But be you. Authentically you. All that you are. Without the shoulds or the coulds or the shame or the hiding. Be you. And don't try to be a goddess or a god. Just be you. Thank you so much. If you'd like the work that I do, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do videos all the time. Also, check out my blog in the link below. I would love to keep creating a dialogue with you. And if you really love what I do, I would love to work with you one-on-one or in a group. So thank you so much, and have an absolutely blessed day being you in all of your glory, all of your magnificence, all of your divinity, all of your perfection, and even looking at all of your imperfections as the divine perfection of this moment.